So what's going on, nerds? It's your host, Corey Barber, aka Ray Prime, and I'm with one of my co-hosts. We finally found him. I don't know what this dynamic is happening here, but we have our master of games, Paco Longoria. Say what's up to the
What's
folks,
up,
Paco.
guys? I'm glad to be back. Yeah.
My missing posters are definitely working or something like that. He pops in and out. Obviously, unfortunately, we do not have our queen of cosplay with us tonight, Ari. There's a little bit of the sickness rolling around here in our home. So best wishes. We hope all of the Ari Morgan household feels better so we can have our queen back. And I know you fans really love the brother-sister dynamic between Ari and Paco, so I know that's what you guys really tune in for. It's not me running my mouth talking about nerd stuff. It's those two going back and forth, right? So, man, you know what's crazy? Before we get into it, here's the crazy thing. I write out my notes for this show, Pac, and I have a joke for each show that I want to sit there and do, and I've yet to do a proper intro with my joke in it.
Okay.
Yet. I've not done it. Right? Like for this one, the PrymeTalk podcast, the only podcast recommended by 4 out of 5 dentists. That's corny, but it's mine.
Prime approved.
USDA approved.
Yep.
I need a different cup when I'm on air. Man, so let's deep dive right into it. This is our San Diego Comic-Con recap show. So we do have some notes. We're going to go over a lot of cool things happen at San Diego Comic-Con, folks. We have our things that we're going to sit there and talk about, kind of deep dive in. But first off, before we do that, just want to say for everyone that was able to attend San Diego Comic-Con this year, hope you guys had a blast. Tons of photos are online. Unfortunately, none of the crew members here today were able to go to San Diego Comic-Con, but we're hoping in the future, the near future, we'll definitely have podcast representation, have a crew member out there, boots on the ground, really kind of surveying the land there. And I hope that everyone that was able to visit and attend, hope you guys got home safe. You had fun, got to hang out with a lot of cool stars, take a lot of cool pictures, and you guys are heading back home or have made it back home safe after the weekend. The last thing you ever want to do is just have any kind of nonsense happen after a good con weekend,
And know that I hate every one of y'all.
You can chime in anytime, Pac. Like, that's Paco's pauses. Hate everybody, y'all. Right? I'm going to send Paco. Send Paco to the damn San Diego Comic-Con just so he can get jumped. You better come back, by the way. Like, the next time you go missing, I'm calling the FBI and let them deal with you.
Dude, they ain't gonna care about me. They're gonna be like, let him go.
Right?
If he wants to come back, he'll come back.
They're like, wait, oh no, you lost your regional Mexican? We'll find him. Don't.
They would have been like, you should have had him chipped like your dog.
Probably. Oh, dude, I feel if anyone gets to this point, there's going to be so much hate in the comments about this. And this is coming from our resident Mexican. That's why he's Paco the Taco. So, dude, before we dive into our notes really quick, have you had a chance to take a look at our foodies? You've been gone for a minute, so have you seen the foodies?
Yes, I actually have.
Cool. I want to make sure you saw your animated representation here for the podcast.
Yeah, I saw it. It had me cracking up.
Dude, those little guys are cool, man. I can't wait to do like some plushies and stuff with them. We're going to have so much fun with the foodies. So, dude, let's dive into it right here for our recap show. And we're going to kick it off with probably the most buzzing news coming from San Diego Comic-Con. And obviously, that is with Marvel Studios, their presentations in Hall H. Now, as you know, Pac, Kevin Feige does not pull punches when he is at Hall H. He is 100% in his zone, and he does not disappoint. Lots of big news coming through there. And we're not going to cover all of it. We're going to cover some of it, really just the 3 biggest things here. And let's just go with this. Right out the gate, we have a new Ghost Rider.
Yes.
Ryan Gosling, Ryan Gosling, Mr. Ken from Barbie, riding a big high. He's pretty much been killing it every year for the last 4 or 5 years here. Last year's big project, Hail Mary, that is streaming currently now. But Ryan Gosling, new Ghost Rider. What do you think?
I know it's been a character he's been wanting to play for a while, and anybody that's been wanting to play something certainly had the time to do his homework, and I think he's really gonna look into it and actually deep dive. I think it's probably about a real good chance of being like very narrative. I mean, Nick Cage did his thing, but he also brought Nick Cage energy, and I think Ryan Gosling can definitely bring a darker and cooler feeling to Ghost Rider.
I could dig that. Like and I'm not gonna lie, fans, it's been a minute. Like I'm not a big Ghost Rider aficionado, so I definitely have to kind of deep dive and do some research on my own to just kind of figure out what character that Ryan Gosling could be able to sit there and do. But Pac, let me ask you, man, from your knowledge, I don't know the extent, your scale of knowledge for Ghost Rider. You just said that he can definitely bring in possibly a darker sense of this character. Where do you think he'll be pulling a source material from? Are we looking like a 90s Ghost Rider? Obviously, again, like I said on my last episode, Kevin Feige loves his B and C list heroes. Ghost Rider fans, I feel, are very, very niche. But again, everyone knows Captain America. Everyone knows Hulk. You have to be a real super fan to know Ghost Rider, right? So where do you think they're going to pull the source material from?
I think that they're going to do what they've been doing for the past years with their movies, and that is grab a little bit from here, a little bit from here, a little bit from here, and then amalgamate into something new but still familiar. I think that they'll probably lean on the knees, maybe a little bit of the 2000s Ghost Rider. I know that they're with Ryan Gosling. I don't believe they're going to do the Robbie Reyes, like the more newer stuff with him.
Yeah, I got you.
And
Yeah.
he did have his shine in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so there is shine on that character. So I can see that they'll probably go to the old way, the knees, maybe a little bit before that, but I guess it just all depends on how deep they want to pull out of the vault.
I hear you. And let's not be, like beat around the bush here. Kevin Feige and his team over at Marvel Studios, they love intertwining a lot of stuff. So we may even get, Ryan Gosling's, Johnny Blaze and Ricky Reyes's from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. mashed together in this movie. Like, it's very possible they can say, hey, we're going to service all of our fans here. We're not going to, ignore continuity. We're going to add layers to this and make it even more special.
Oh yeah, and then with what they're gearing up to in the future, like I could see a timeline where they decide to bring in Robbie Reyes and have both Ghost Riders, and then honestly they could even like spin it off, and at that point if they got Robbie on Earth, they can do Cosmic Ghost Rider and have him doing all kinds of crazy space capades. So I mean, it just all depends on what they want to
And
do.
And see, that's something that I'm a little bit more familiar with Cosmic Ghost Rider being a Herald of Galactus and knowing that this new phase is going to be a little bit more cosmic, right? They tried to do it and they didn't really get the platform, but all the announcements that they made being more of a cosmic phase, Cosmic Ghost Rider, I feel, from what I know of the character, I feel like that would kind of fit, Ryan Gosling's kind of sense of acting, right? The quirky, or not quirky, but like the laid back, quick witted, still very active, still not scared to throw hands, but not for me, not the Nicolas Cage version of it, to where it's kind of broody. Like I don't see Ryan Gosling being like the broody Ghost Rider, but definitely the one that understands, hey, this is my power, this is my role, and I know exactly what's going to go on. I also want to ask you this, man, and what are your thoughts? Could they use Ghost Rider as the platform to finally launch Mahershala Ali's Blade character? Like, could we see Midnight Suns later on down the road?
Maybe I think that there's a possibility, but Blade, like even Deadpool and Wolverine made fun about the joke saying there's only one Blade and there will only ever be one Blade. So the history showing that they like to get the project started and then kind of falter with the execution of either the script or the actual getting the actors and everything production going. So I could see that they could, because everybody's wanting it. Everybody in their mother
Right.
wants Blade on the big screen. If it was Wesley Snipes, or if it's going to be anyone new or who have they cast previously for it. Because I believe he's a character that everybody remembers. He's a big part of the 90s, 2000s. and has even contributed to some of the growth that some other actors have had. Say it be like the acting careers of like Ryan Reynolds, Triple H, and then people so on from the Blade movies. So, I mean, there's
Right.
definitely a need and a want for it. It's just, can they execute it enough for the fans to embrace it as much as they embraced the first two? And even the third one's not as bad as some people like to play it. Yeah, there's CGI eyes on Wesley Snipes, but it's a lot better than some of the CGI that you've seen previously. So, I mean, ebbs and flows. As long as it could be an enjoyable, I think it should be just like action, like how the other Blades were, straight action, like just constant throwing vamps at him, and he's just having his going through it with the nice, like, I mean, I don't know if they want to do like the whole EDM, like not EDM, but like dance and house music and stuff like they did in the East.
Right.
Maybe something a little bit more, a little bit something different. But I mean, it just all depends on how they get the scripts. But I feel like people do want Blade, and there's not enough action on Marvel's side to quench the thirst that people have for that character.
Well, I don't know if it's not enough on Marvel side. I think it's a lot of creative differences, right? Like for the last, man, what, 4, 5, 6 years maybe, there's been a lot of back and forth to where, Mahershala Ali he's on board, and then scheduling happens, and then they finally get a director on board, and he doesn't clash with what Mahershala Ali wants to bring to the character. So he leaves, and then they get new writers, and new writers change the script. So I think Marvel worked very, very hard on trying to do it. I think it was more of an inner circle creative issue to where, and I mean, I'll go out on a limb and sit there and say it may have been a lot of ego in play too, right? That was like, this is the movie I want to make. No, this is the movie I want to make, kind of thing. And it always sit there and clash to where Kevin Feige's like, we're not going to waste any more money and or time on doing it if we can't get brains together to try to figure it out. We're going to shelve it right now. But again, this is another great opportunity. So we have the sacred timelines. We have the events that are happening with Doomsday. We still have Avengers Secret Wars that are supposed to come out next year. And knowing that there's a Ghost Rider movie, there's a lot of other platforms that they can bounce a character like Blade off of. And I think for me, Ghost Rider is definitely one of those characters to be able to do it. Either Ghost Rider or Doctor Strange, one of those two characters.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely can see the door being open, and maybe they do like an actual like scene with him in the movie, or just a teaser at the end, and just to get people talking, because I mean, people definitely want. But I mean, that's what happens in most creative creative situations, that you end up having people butt heads. And I mean, that's what happened in the Incredible Hulk with Ed Norton and the director of that movie. So I mean, they were still able to get it enough to put the movie out, but sometimes you're just not able to.
Very true. Very true. Well, the future is to tell exactly how Marvel's going to treat this. Again, for our Ghost Rider fans, I know you guys have to be super excited. For your Ryan Gosling fans, you guys have to be super excited. You're seeing him, a character again that he has publicly announced that he wants to be able to play. And it looks like those wheels are in motion. So as of right now, it looks like it's scheduled for a release of 2028. Obviously, as we get closer to that date, as more things happen, we'll be able to get all of that news. And, we're going to be one of the channels, if not the channel, to give you the most up-to-date, news for all of this. We're all comic book fans here at the podcast. We all love Marvel. So, hey, you're definitely going to be able to get a lot of good news here for that one. So make sure that you're following us for further stuff. Now, moving on with that, man, another big announcement, and Marvel is really cracking them completely out of the park here. Another big announcement. We now have a new Black Panther. There is a continuation. We have Prince T'Challa. So we were giving King T'Challa, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. We now have Prince T'Challa, who is going to take over the mantle of Black Panther, with Ryan Coogler, director of Sinners, director of Black Panther 1 and Black Panther 2. coming back to direct Black Panther 3. Dude, that's huge news for us. And to top it all off, actor David Johnson, who again is riding another good year coming off of a really big blockbuster movie, The Long Walk, now streaming on services, who is taking up that mantle. Dude, that's huge news. That's huge news.
I was actually surprised that they were willing to go ahead and fill in T'Challa's shoes, because I mean, Chadwick Boseman played it so perfectly. Robert Downey Jr. playing Iron Man, Tony Stark, like it fit every. He
Yes.
hit every note. Dot 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 dot, and there was no lack. There was no nothing. Every scene, it was like 100% locked on. He knew the assignment. He had it. So I'm hoping that they know what they're doing, which I'm sure Ryan Coogler is not his first day in the rodeo, and he's got a plan. I just hope that the plan lines up with everything and not just throwing a curveball into it and now it's like, huh? Because no, we never talked about him having a son, or even really him like really like having that interaction with another female that wasn't a relative. Like Acuna is the only one female that he had a rapport with that wasn't a family member.
Whoa.
So you're saying that she's the mother?
Well, there was that ending scene. Yeah, wait, well, hold on. I mean, because there was that ending scene in Black Panther 2. I can't remember if it was a direct ending scene or if it was like a mid-credit cut scene. But there was that scene too where we were introduced to Sant, right? Like he was introduced by his kind of Haitian name, Toussaint. Yeah. And then when he was asked, when the actress Liletta White, I probably butchered her name, I'm so sorry. Liletta Wright, character Shuri asked, like, who are you? He goes, I'm Prince T'Challa, son of King T'Challa, right? So we have him. But I guess my question is, when he was introduced during that period, he was, like, let's say between the ages of 10 and 12, right? He's still very much a child. So now being introduced, obviously, and my biggest question is like, all right, so we know this is Prince T'Challa. Is he a variant? Is he from another timeline? Exactly. Or is he part of that sacred timeline, right? And now do we have that time skip from Endgame to Doomsday, right? So now we're going to look at that. And you and I both know, especially reading comic books, time skips happen all the time, issue to issue. You can read 5 straight issues of a comic book, and then issue 6 comes out, and they done skip all the way to, 5, 10, 15 years into the future. And the next episodes are working back to how you get to this point, right? So could we be looking at the same thing there for this one?
Yeah, they definitely could, like, cut it to be kind of like a Pulp Fiction-y, kind of like going to the past, like going to the future to set up what happened in the past and everything like that. I want reasons. I want connections. I don't want just like plot reasons. He's here.
Right. I see what you're saying. Like, all right, here's your Black Panther, accept it, we're moving on.
Yeah.
I feel like Ryan Coogler, he's a great storyteller. I think he's going to give us those backstories into that. And I think it's going to be in the movie. Like, I don't think Ryan Coogler is going to allow people to say, hey, we're going to kind of give small little backstories, or we're going to give a television series that's going to tell this backstories to catch everything up. Like, I really think this is probably going to be this third Black Panther movie. I wouldn't be surprised if this is like a 2-hour long, like Spider-Man storytelling type of movie, to where like, hey, we're going to take you from point A to point Z, and we're going to make sure you're fully invested in this new Black Panther, that I'm hoping that, like, hey, he's going to be carrying that mantle and that franchise for years to come.
Imagine that's what they're wanting to do with exactly who they casted and his recent fame from the Long Walk, which was a great movie. He did a great, fantastic job. So I think he can step up, especially with Ryan Coogler there. Like, he knows what he's doing. He has a vision. And I'm sure he's going to go and hit every spot that needs to be hit for us to enjoy and stay in it. But I believe that it'd probably be a longer movie, especially if you have to throw in like more of his backstory on everything that's happening.
It has to be like it has to be like a minimum a 2.5 hour movie, because Act One has to catch us up to, like, we have to follow Prince T'Challa from, being, like, again, how it ended in Black Panther 2 to how he is now recognized literally as royalty in Wakanda.
Yeah.
Right, we have to fill that gap. So, and again, I don't see Ryan Coogler not filling that gap for us. He's a great storyteller. Again, his list, he's new to Hollywood if you look at age of it, but he is cracking them out of the park. The continuation of the Rocky franchises with Creed, Black Panther, Sinners. Ryan Coogler is not missing a beat right now with storytelling. So I think he's going to come into it, give it the exact same attention he has his last projects, and we're gonna have a great Black Panther movie coming out. Like, I'm super excited about this.
It's gonna, I think, all the tools. He's got the bankroll. As long as he's got his vision and he can stick to it, I believe that he's gonna give us a great movie, and it could be the best one of all. I mean, I don't want to talk out of turn, but if he can put everything together, it could be a really great movie, especially where Marvel's going to be around the time that that movie comes out. Because then you could even like almost
Right.
bring out a Young Avengers kind of thing, and you got Prince T'Challa, you got young Hawkeye, you can get a couple other young guys. So I mean, I think that there's a chance for sub stories and branching franchise for them to do. So I mean, it just literally is like balls in their court. Where do they want to take the shot from?
Right. Right. Hey, we'll see. As of right now, folks, again, the announcement just made, I believe, this past Friday, with our new Black Panther and Black Panther 3 coming out. Don't believe at right now the point in time it's been scheduled, like any release dates are scheduled, but from what I was able to do, I think they're shooting from anywhere between 2029 to 2030 for this movie to come out. Right, so obviously we're going to be following it very closely here on the channel, so make sure, again guys, you don't want to miss these updates. Make sure that you're like, follow and subscribe so that you get all of the latest news as we get it. So, and then let's round out, because obviously Kevin Feige's he usually is usually about a 3 to 5 hour block when Marvel presents. They have one of the longest times for that, and like I said, Kevin Feige doesn't disappoint anytime they go to Hall H, man. And closing out Hall H, bringing out the cast of probably the most anticipated movie of 2026, Avengers: Doomsday, bro. I know you were missing last week, so you didn't get to chime in on the trailer review. This movie's lit. This movie has everything a Avenger movie needs to have, right? And my most exciting part, I think I've been talking about it all week since I saw the trailer, is literally watching Channing Tatum's Gambit go completely off the chain in this movie, dude. Like, that's what I'm excited to see: an agile, athletic, acrobatic Gambit lighting cards and making them go boom.
Well, it's bad to see Gambit up on the screen. Like, I'm a Gambit fan. I've always been like, I was X-Men, like Indy's X-Men, and he was one of the greatest characters there. Just like the coolness, the only way that you could make a Louisiana accent sound cool is him throw that draw out there, and to see him not only be there with Deadpool as the like, yay, awesome, we get the cameo, but then to actually get him like doing X-Men stuff, not just like side variant stuff. I'm talking X-Men stuff. Because you know how long we've been looking for
Yes.
X-Men in the Marvel universe. It's been
Yes.
essentially as soon as like Marvel came out, they were like, so you gonna put X-Men? You gonna put X-Men?
Give us the mutants. Give us the mutants. And then when Disney bought Fox, we're like, oh, we know we're getting mutants now.
And we want it now. We want it right now. And it took 15 years
Right
later,
now.
it seems like, and we're finally getting mutants in our Marvel movies, and I cannot wait. from that to Cyclops looking like him going freaking full on obliterate Exodia style on somebody, like it looks so lit. It looks like it's gonna be a mega movie.
Dude, don't get me wrong. And from the trailer, I can't wait to see Thor fight Doom. I can't wait to see how the Fantastic Four interacts with these new universes. But just like you, I'm a huge X-Men fan. They are not pulling punches with the X-Men in this movie.
I think it's all because of it took them this long to get it. So they're like, we gotta throw them in there. But I'm afraid that they're setting it up to either be a one and done, like everybody dies from it, or like only a couple survive. Like I want them all to stay because it's all the original people too. So it's like our X-Men. It's not Days of Future Past. It's not First Class. It's our X-Men.
Yeah, it is the Fox X-Men. And we actually talked about this on the last episode, man, so we know that the X-Men movie is scheduled to come out in timeline here within like the next 3 years. My theory, right, is that with a new group of X-Men and a beloved character that they have yet to bring on screen, Gambit, right? My theory is that they are going to center the MCU universe around Gambit being that centerpiece, right? So like what Hugh Jackman's Wolverine was to the Fox X-Men, Gambit is going to be to the MCU X-Men, right? And I really think like what happens now is really, well, I mean, Kevin Feige's report, what happens, especially in Secret Wars, that comes out again, scheduled to release next year. What happens in Secret Wars is what is going to help set up the foundation for that mutant universe in the MCU. And I think Gambit's going to be that cornerstone. I 100% think about it. They're investing into Channing Tatum's Gambit too much not to give him something bigger when they fully bring in all of the mutants.
I mean, he's young. He's still relatively young enough to be the character for multiple years. I mean, James Marsden's getting old. All the original characters, even Hugh Jackman, even though he don't look it, they are getting old. So, I mean, how long could they actually portray these characters without bringing a substandard level of either acrobatics, or maybe they have to force CGI a little bit more than what they normal, so it just looks that little bit different than what you would normally see or normally seen in the past. But I definitely see.
Well, I mean,
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum put in that work for Deadpool. He put in that work for Deadpool Wolverine. Yeah. He really invested. And again, this is another actor that was very vocal. He wants to play this character. He wants to bring this character to the big screen. And when he got his opportunity, just kind of going back to the Ryan Gosling character of Ghost Rider. Yeah, he got his opportunity in Deadpool Wolverine. He didn't get much screen time, but when he was on screen, when you saw Gambit in that movie, Channing Tatum owned that movie.
Yes, he maximized his minutes. As the old wrestler saying is, like, hit the little bit of screen time he did, he made memes. Like, I don't know how long I've been like, you don't know how long I've been waiting for this. Like, there is like nothing that didn't make it. Like, the only thing that was funnier than Channing Tatum was Chris Evans coming back as Human Torch and you finding out that it's Human Torch and not Captain America. Like, I think that's the only thing that beats out Channing Tatum by that little bit, because Channing had way more screen time. And then the end cut scene where he has Chris Evans completely shitting on Cassandra Cain, like with a video of him being traveling in the cool, like captured and stuff.
Yeah.
that's the only part that surpassed Channing Tatum's Gambit. And like with the fight scene and the underground meetup, like it was just like perfect in one word.
Yes. See. But again, Kevin Feige has a full vision of where he wants to MCU. He has his hands on the steering wheel. He's putting the right people in place on screen, behind the screen. This is why the MCU has survived for so long. Right? There's not been, and again, I'm not going to try to say like I'm not a Marvel fan or just kind of completely squat on DC or anything. But this is why Marvel has had a more yeah. But this is why Marvel has had a lot more successful consistency with their movies and television shows that go out versus with DC. DC's produced a lot of really good movies, but then they kind of fell flat on it. Right? Produced a really good Wonder Woman movie in the first one and then fell flat on Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah, I think that
Produced a really good Superman movie.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff with Wonder Woman 84.
So,
but yeah, no, they tend to like stumble their feet. I mean, that's why they brought in James Gunn to overhaul everything, because they need one voice, one person pulling the cart, saying, "This is what we're gonna do. Follow me."
Right. And I mean, I know James Gunn kind of has a little bit more of the quirky side of everything versus, Zack Snyder's really, really dark brooding version of his universe. But no, you're absolutely right. There has to be. That's the formula that I think they're missing. Number one, there has to be one voice steering the ship. Number two, they need to invest long term. Right. I know that they probably, there's probably people that feel like they're behind the curve. There's a lot of fan theory out there that, they're so far behind DC or behind Marvel. DC just needs to run their race, produce their movies, and create stuff that we can invest into. Like, yes, we want these movies. Don't just give it to us because we're like, oh, we want it and you guys have to catch up to Marvel. Give it to us. Like, give us real movies that we can invest into and we want to see long term.
If DC can really do what DC EU or AU, the animated series, like animated universe, if they can do it like that, then they have no problems. But can they do it like those movies? Because the animated movies pop off, like all of them are good, and then they take the stories from those movies to make the real live action movies. So I mean, they're awesome.
Yes.
They just need to put that same attention. And I mean, not everybody's going to be Tim Bruce. Tim Bruce is a legend. Like, it's hard to do that. But I mean, even if they spoof off of the nine, like these, like Batman and Superman and Justice League, that would even be cool. And then Justice League United, like, are Unlimited. So like, there's chance to grow. You just have to, like you said, stay in your lane, run your race, and do it at your own pace. Put out quality, so no one's going to care if you're going slow or fast. You're giving them 100% of it at 100% of the time.
Exactly. I mean, there's years of source material. These characters have been around and been loved for decades. There's no reason to try to rush it for that. Trust me. You take care of the fans will definitely take care of the studio. Again, Marvel has that formula together, man. And just looking at this as of right now, because tickets last Friday went on pre-sale for Avengers Doomsday. As of today, or as of when I done my research earlier today, while we're recording this episode, $16.5 million in pre-sale ticket sales for Avengers.
I'm not surprised that they don't have whole theaters sold out on opening day, and like people are upset that they can't get a seat for opening day. It's going to be the bring everybody back to the theaters time of the year. Like, this is when it's going to be the pack that's going to ever be. And honestly, they need to bring out more good movies like this that'll draw people to the movie theaters, and maybe it wouldn't be so expensive. When we do go to the movie theaters, we have to chop off our arm and our leg so we can get some popcorn and some soda.
Oh man, dude, we can talk all night about like protecting the cinemas, and to tell you the truth, I think streaming is doing to the cinemas what television did to radio.
No, 100%.
Right?
Yep. I agree 100%.
Yeah. So, but no, I agree with you, man. There's just no feeling other than like going to the cinema, getting that bucket of popcorn, getting that fresh, crisp, fountain soda, sitting down and immersing yourself into a good film. We have to protect cinema. I 100% believe, again, like you said, if Hollywood writes stories that the fans really want to see, they're proving it right now, right? They prove it every time You write something the fans want to see and something that the fans can invest in. They're going to spend the money. They're going to go to the theaters, and then that's more revenue to keep it alive. So yeah, quality, not quantity. Give us something that we can truly invest in. We promise we will spend our money multiple times if necessary.
If you build it, we will come. It's got to be worth it. Like worth the money, because I mean we know,
Exactly.
especially like the nerds, like we're willing to pay a premium ticket for a premium experience. But if you give us subpar experience, then we're going to be upset paying the premium.
Exactly. Again, not to throw DC under the bus, but their last couple of movies, right? Supergirl. We're just going to leave it at that. Supergirl. Like, DC, learn from Supergirl. Okay.
The tale of two movies. The tale of two movies. First half bright and nice, and then the second half dark and gritty. It's like, just like, you can't do what Justice League did, and that's kind of what killed Justice League, having Zack Snyder do the first thing and then have someone as quirky and as like quibby as Josh Whedon come and then fit the little bit of stuff that he can fix within the time frame. It's like, just stay the same the whole way through.
Yes, I mean, it throws it off so much, and it's so noticeable, right? It's so noticeable. But dude, again, Hollywood, I'm not saying we're the best at what it is, but hey, we have ideas. Holla at your team. We'll make some things happen. We'll put you guys back on track, right?
Hey, Danny McBride, if you need a team, we're not far from Charleston. We're in Rock Hill, South Kakalaki. Give us a call. We'll be there to help you revive the cinema. Let's bring it back to it where it was back in the day.
I swear, we'll be there before lunch.
For real, tell me, Danny.
I swear,
call us up. I swear,
lunch.
we'll be right down there in your conference room. We'll give you 10,000 pitches, and we'll knock out all of it. Because this needs to bring back to the, I hate to say it like the good old days, but back when we wanted to go, like,
it needs to be the good old days.
Like, you want to go to the movie theaters, you want to go hang out. Like, you don't have to, like, sit at home and watch your phone or watch the stream and stuff. You want to go out and hang out with your friends and go to the movie.
Right. Have that experience. You know, let's make movies great again.
Yeah, I was trying not to say that, but yeah, kind of. That,
I'll say it. I'll say it. I don't care. I'm not scared of y'all.
That orange toupee, like,
but
that orange can stay over there. I don't want to be really super associated with that, but kind of in the say, like, yeah, I kind of, that's the saying.
No baby hands on this set over here, guys. Look, again, we could talk Marvel all day long. Obviously, Marvel is, again, they're sticking to their playbook, expecting big things over the next couple of years. But they're not the only ones that kind of stole the show at San Diego Comic-Con. Let's take it back to 1980 something one another, right? Let's go retro with it. The Star Wars parody cult classic Spaceballs, right? All of our dads loved it. Our granddads watched it. We watched it growing up. It's quirky, it's fun, it's a popcorn movie, and it's coming out with a sequel. What more can you say about that?
Like, this is a movie that was teased at the end of the original movie back in the 80s. And it just took Mel Brooks for someone to call him up and be like, this is my pitch, for them to be like, you know what? That's a good pitch. Let's do it. And honestly, I'm mad that I wasn't the one to do that myself. Like, I wanted, yeah. That movie was so funny. And with all the Star Wars stuff that has come out since then, you could be ridiculous with what's coming, with what can come up.
So much parody stuff they can sit there and do. And what I love is that they have such a newer cast. I didn't write all the cast names down, but obviously, number one, two big things with this cast I absolutely love. Rick, I'm probably going to pronounce his name wrong. Rick Moranis?
Yeah, Rick Moranis.
The star from the original Space.
Yeah, and Honey, I Shrunk the Kid.
Rick Moranis. Thank you. I butcher names. Yeah, I butcher names horribly. I suck at it. But, you know, star from the original Spaceballs, the first Spaceballs, excuse me. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I think he played Barney Rubble in the Flintstones, right? The first
I believe
Flintstones
so. He
movie.
was also
Am
in
I wrong?
Little Shop of Horrors too.
Yes. So obviously he is not scared of cult classic movies and fandom movies. Returning to apprise his role as Lord Dark in the new Spaceball movies, and Bill Pillman's son, Louis Pillman, who is again riding his own magic carpet right now through Hollywood. Top Gun, the Thunderbolts, and what else was he's a lot of stuff. Those are the only two that are coming to
There's
mind.
a chick flick
But
out right now with him in it.
yeah,
I don't know the name of it, but there's a chick flick with him in it right now out in the movie theaters.
see again, just really, really sitting there grinding. I think I know what you're talking about. I think I've seen a trailer for it, but I don't know. Top Gun and the Thunderbolts are the only two that are coming to my mind right now. But Louis Tillman. Oh wait, no. Wasn't he also in the Batman? No, he didn't play the Riddler. That wasn't him, was it?
I don't think so.
I don't think it was.
I'd have to watch
I
the
could be
Batman
wrong.
again.
Drop it in the comments. Okay. Like, if anyone knows, drop it in the comments below. Who was the actor that played the Riddler in the Batman movie? But this movie is going to be funny. Again, I have to go back and watch Spaceballs, the first one, and really kind of enjoy it. And I think it's one of those movies that you may appreciate and enjoy older, especially since I watched it so young as a kid. A lot of the quirky jokes definitely went over my head. So going back watching it as an adult and understand a lot of the innuendos that are going to be in there, it's going to be way more funnier. But Spaceballs, it's quirky. It's funny. This is a great popcorn movie to sit down. And again, like you said, sit down with your friends, have a popcorn, have a soda, enjoy some laughs, make some memories.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that they do it the way that they did Liam Neeson's Smoke the Naked Gun, the new one. Like if they can make it like that, because that's about the same kind of a little bit more fantasy with Spaceballs, but on that kind of border of like slapsticky / like, are you serious about this kind of joke? But it's still a joke. It's still funny.
Yeah.
Like you're still laughing, but it's maybe for other reasons than the joke itself.
Right. And I think that was really, really big in the 80s, that innuendo slapstick level comedy, right? And bringing that back, especially in like today's era, I think it's an art form now. So, definitely be happy to see that movie come out. I think that's definitely going to be one on the list. I think it's re-released. Where's my notes? Oh, I don't have a release date yet. So we're hoping probably in fashion, probably in 2028, right? When it's looking to sit there and release. But guys, don't miss it. Put it on your calendar when it comes out. It's a great popcorn movie, right? Hopefully it's a summer blockbuster, because that's definitely something that you want to see in the summer and kind of go out and talk about it later on. And lastly, Pac, going back to our niche here, going back to the comic book movies, really comic book television shows. DC Studios had a lot of great announcements there, but it seems like for this year, their biggest focus was on the Lantern series looking to stream on HBO Max. We have a release date of August 16th of this year is when the series is looking to drop. And, it's pretty star-studded. Kyle Chandler as Hal Jordan, Aaron Pierce as Jon Stewart, even a little bit of a surprise guest with Nathan Fallon, which I can only imagine he's reprising his role as Guy Gardner. So, we're looking at a series with probably 3 out of the 4 most popular Lanterns in comic books, right?
And you never know.
With a couple of the other...
There might be some other ones in there, like you just don't know yet. That they might not be green. You just never know what's going on, because there's not a lot of stuff, especially for the Lantern to because they're new in this new DC universe. So like you don't know all of Hal's enemies and everything at this point. So you never know if some old ones become new ones again or anything like that. It's really, really open, and I like the idea of what they're doing with it.
I think it's true. Like, I know here, and I'll drop the article if anyone wants to read it. Forbes, who reported on the podcast, who reported on the press release, stated that one of the villains they're looking at having is the Manhunters. I know you have your theory, Pac, of what you're thinking is going to happen, and I'm gonna definitely want you to put that out there for the people here, because I think that's a little bit more exciting than the Manhunters and Green Lantern. I think those are a little bit more of our old retro fans who understand who the Manhunters are. as a fan of the comics, of the character, I do need to correct Forbes a little bit. They have it listed as the Manhunters being shape-shifting aliens. We're not talking about the Martian Manhunter. We're talking about the Manhunters, the first police force the Guardians put together before creating the Power Rings, which they're
Yeah.
robots. So Forbes, I need you guys to go and correct your article. They're not shape-shifting aliens. They're robots. All right. So,
Unless this
but
interpretation
Puck,
is.
you
Unless this interpretation, they are making them shape chesters. The original source says that they are android robots that was made by the Guardians on Oa to protect and police the universe before they decided to do the Green Lantern Corps.
yes. So now, Puck, you have a different theory about what we could expect for the Lantern series, man. Share that for the folks. What are you thinking as far as big bads?
I'm hoping, like, the Manhunters are definitely a evil, bad organization to go against, but they're not as like they're robots. They're not like super sneaky and stuff like that. They're not trying to be covert and stuff. And I believe that they leave it open for maybe another Lantern Corps to show up. There is talks that they did potentially look at some actors to play Atrocitus, which is a Red Lantern Corps member, which would be really awesome because he had in the comics, his whole sector was destroyed by the Manhunters. So he is one of the only and the most notable Red Lanterns that will go out across the galaxy to destroy a Manhunter if it's near him. So he has a straight hatred for it. So if that is what they're doing, which would be awesome, that would potentially open up the side door, or should I say side kitty door, for Dexter to potentially come up, and then we can have a Crypto versus Dexter fight. Dog versus cat.
See, look, once again, Hollywood, we're presenting you with bangers every single day, all day long. Call your crew, right? We can do this all day long, all day long. Call your crew. We will not miss. We're Shaq and Kobe, and I'm not a LeBron fan, so I'm gonna say Kevin Durant, right? We are the Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman collaboration of nerds right here. This podcast is what
now
that is.
Now we're on the same team. There we go. There we go. Heck yeah.
Yeah. All right, dude. So again, Green Lantern fans, this show looks amazing. DC has been dropping a lot of great hints. Kyle Chandler, if you're not familiar with him, he is the scientist. I'm a big Godzilla fan. He's the scientist in the second Godzilla movie, King of the Monsters, who brings such a very surreal and grounded level of acting. Right. Another big show that he's on. He plays the first mayor in the Mayor of Kingston with Jeremy Renner. Right. And again, such a grounded level of acting that to be able to see him come in as Hal Jordan, we've seen all of the press footage, we've seen all of the teaser footage. We know that this is not Hal Jordan at the beginning of his Green Lantern career. He's had some fights, he's seen some stuff, right? He's done travel the universe. This is a Siri Cragley veteran Green Lantern, and vice versa with Aaron Pierce's looks like young, fresh, new recruit John Stewart Green Lantern. Oh, and you and I, we mentioned it before, man. This is, again, it looks like an old school cop film, and I absolutely dig it.
I think it's a nice change from some of the stuff that they've done before. And I mean, I enjoyed Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern, but I'm a Ryan Reynolds mark, so I can see how I can like almost anything that he comes out with. But I do dig the dark, the gritty, the kind of grounded. Yeah, they are space police, but they're boots on the ground. And this is the dynamic between the grizzled old vet and then the wide-eyed rookie. It's cool. It's cool. It's definitely a trope that has been played in the past, but it hasn't been more recently. So you can almost like use the cycle and like bring it back around, and then maybe more people would do more of the like cop noir kind of stuff, and it bring back the trend.
I'm seeing that a lot, dude. A lot of Hollywood right now is kind of going back to a lot of those 70s and 80s
Exactly.
tropes, right? Like, think about Spider-Man Noir.
Yep.
Right? To make it an old school pulp style detective show.
Yeah.
So I think you're onto something, dude. Bringing back those stuff. There's a reason why they were very, very popular in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. There's a reason why they were brought back in the 80s and early 90s. Absolutely. Like, they don't miss, and I think fans really enjoy that level of storytelling and that level of art. So yeah, I mean, Lanterns is definitely going to be a show that is going to be on my watch list. I keep talking about for weeks that we need to do a watch party. I know this may be one of the shows that we kind of talk about or follow very closely. Like, this is going to be a good show.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be one I could definitely get behind, doing like a dive after and seeing if we can spot any of the stuff that they may have, Easter eggs and stuff like that. See if we're big spotters of that stuff, or just bring out what we think the next episode is going to be, the next plot twist, the next the next big thing going on.
Dude, I can totally dig that, man. That would be something great to be able to do. An after the ring kind of show. That would be fun.
Behind the ring.
But again, there it is. No, wait, we can't use that one. We can't, because there's already a behind the ropes or something. This old wrestling tropes. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, again, Green Lanterns, HBO Max, scheduled to release August 16th. That's literally just around the corner. Add it to your watch list. You do not want to miss this series that's coming up. And, for that, I'm not going to say there's so much other stuff that happened at San Diego Comic-Con. We would be up all night trying to cover everything that was sit there and announced. But for me and for the channel, those are the three biggest things that sit there and came out. I absolutely love it. Again, us being huge comic book fans, Lanterns and Avengers Doomsday is right at the top of our list. But for my pop's sake, dude, I have to check out Spaceballs. We can't miss that. We can't miss Spaceballs. I'm sorry. But dude, absolutely. Guys, again, another great year of Comic-Con. I love Comic-Con seasons. I'm going to get the crew out there to San Diego Comic-Con, the mecca for all nerds, right?
On the bucket list.
Maybe even try to get some... maybe even try to get some interviews while we're in there. But guys, I'm going to be dropping the list for my source material for notes here. It will be in the description section. So if you guys are going to be able to read the articles and catch up on much, much more that happened this past weekend with San Diego Comic-Con, please do. Again, do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel here, where we always talk about nerd stuff, nerd comic books, and it wouldn't feel like a podcast if we don't throw a little bit of anime love in there, man. As you know, I've been watching a ton of One Piece. I've literally been binging it for the last 3.5 whatever months now. I've lost track of time. Yeah, no, like I started episode 1 April 1st, right? I hit episode 610 today.
Yeah, and you're not even halfway through. Like, you did all that, and you ain't even scratched the surface, dog.
Right. I know, dude. Like, it's crazy how we're
there.
You're
just a couple steps into the ocean, buddy. It gets a lot deeper.
This iceberg is so far down. Don't even know. But I was sitting here thinking, I was like, dude, how crazy would it be for the podcast to end like an anime episode, to where right when everything starts getting good, there's no goodbye portion. There's no closeout. It's just a continuation stream, and that's it. Wouldn't that be crazy?
Yeah, that would be insane.
I wouldn't do that to you folks, so I wouldn't absolutely do that. So, guys, but hey, really enjoyed the time here. Again, we hope that Ari and her family gets to feeling better soon. But as much as I've enjoyed talking comic books and movies and everything else nerd, like all good things, Pac, this conversation must come to an end.
Oh, man.
But with that, we thank you guys for tuning in, listening to another episode of the PrymeTalk podcast. Hey, we are inviting you to join the crew. You can do that by making sure you smash it hard, break that like button and the subscribe button. And don't forget to share if you like this episode and would like more content. Sharing helps the channel grow.
Comments too, so feel free to comment below what you liked, what you want us to change potentially, and maybe we'll maybe bring it up on the next episode, or maybe do some changes. Maybe give us some ideas of what you might like to see us do. Maybe watch party style or other events of what we may be planning on in the future for Doomsday. So we'll keep y'all in the loop, and y'all throw your suggestions down below, and we'll see what we can do about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, again, thank you for joining us today. We'll chat with you later.